Cooke and I have just witnessed a Super League classic, I think, as Wigan, the defending Super League champions, have beaten Salford by 18 points to 12. Paul, we're lucky. We get to watch a lot of rugby league. That was one of the best games we've seen for a long time, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Closeness of the game, intensity, endeavour and effort from both teams. Salford will take plenty of plaudits, but Wigan have ground out a result and gone on to meet St Helens in a potential grand final. So great game of rugby. We're breathless and took some calling, Mark, and I thought it was just one of the playoff games that you expect, and no blowout score, bodies on the line, players doing things that are abnormal to us now, and we get to sit and watch it for free and live.
A lot of people criticise Super League, they criticise rugby league in general. That was a game that showed the sport that we all love, wasn't it? It was quick, there were big hits, there was great skill, it had everything. Yeah,
a bit of sportsmanship, a bit of great determination, doggedness from both teams, really physical and aggressive with each other, demanding of each other as teammates. I just thought it was a great game of rugby league and could have gone either way right up until the last few minutes when Salford was still attacking the Wigan line, so trying to get it into golden point, and it's everything you want from playoffs. If you want to see a playoff game, get along to them and witness live how tough it can be out there. The closer you sit, the more you'll hear, and just a wonderful game. And as I said, we're very fortunate we get to sit and watch it live and get to call on it.
Daniel says it was a better game than the one he watched last night. He's a Warrington fan, obviously disappointing for him, but I think if we'd have seen that as a grand final, Paul, no one could have complained.
I don't think so at all. We roll on to next week, and rather than lauding what we've seen in front of us, we're very much looking forward to the next two games. And can Castleford beat Salford at Salford and march on? Will Wigan be the first team to defeat St Helens in 2019 at the Totally Wicked Stadium? But we should pay homage and be in awe of what we've just seen from the players out there tonight. Sam Powell looks a broken man, played probably 20 minutes with whatever he's done to his wrist. That should be lauded. Some of the skill on shore, the bodies on the line stuff, just breathtaking. As I said, it's just you sit back, fold your arms and just enjoy what you're watching in front of you. And it might not seem like a classic, but unless you're here and you understand it and you witness it and you hear the collisions, I think just a wonderful game, and I'm very fortunate to have been at it.
Right, let's have a look at what happened on the field then. Wigan in front, Gildart with the early try, lovely bit of play from him and George Williams to set up that, and then right on half time, Griffin, wonderfully disguised pass from Lussick, gets Salford level. Should Wigan have had a second try? They had one ruled out for an obstruction.
I thought so. The skill from Gildart's great. Before he catches the football, he's beating Chris Wellham. He scores in the corner. A poor miss from Chris, and he'll tell you that himself. The pass from Lussick's really well disguised, isn't it? Everybody thinks Hastings, including Willie Icer, will leave Zach Hardacre. Great bit of skill. I think it should be 12-6. I think it should be 12-0 before it's 12-6 or 6-6, so I think it's a try. I think O'Loughlin slows the play down, but the big error is Christian Innes after half time. He finds an offload, it's unhandleable, isn't it, from Bibby who knocks it on, and maybe a little bit fortunate Lulawai with his put down, but that puts Wigan 6 in front, and then another try puts them 12 in front, and it's always difficult to come from 12 points behind, but Salford gave it a real go. Wonderful skill from Jackson Hastings, and if you're going to pay money to watch a player, then pay it to watch Jackson Hastings, because what he does, he beats Farrell, and that's an international back rower. He goes under the post, having stepped the ex-England full-back in Zach Hardacre, and scores a try under the post, puts Salford within 6. So some great bits of skill, as I said, and unless you're here and you witness it and you see it, it's such a difficult skill, and you see it live. It's been a great game.
It has. Apologies for my camera work, by the way. I'm having to hold this by hand. You should be doing this. You're a muscle. You're better to do it better than I. But never mind. I forgot some of my bits. Right, Wigan go to St Helens next weekend. Salford have got to pick themselves up before they're at home to Castleford. We'll start off with the league leaders, St Helens. We know no love lost between them and Wigan. Who is going to have the week after off? Who's going to win that big clash?
St Helens have not lost at home all season. They've beaten Wigan every time they've played them this season. So Wigan will probably win, but I'll still back St Helens because I just think they're a great team, at home particularly. Yeah, weekend off's really important. They've had time to recuperate, recharge, rest, be ready. The only thing that's gone against them tonight is not going into Golden Point. So I expect St Helens to be firing, but I expect it to be a fiery game because of the derby and what is at stake moving forward to Old Trafford. The winner gets another weekend off, doesn't it? And that could be Wigan. It could be Wigan.
Could be. They are the champions. We're about to the game then. Castleford who beat Warrington last night. They are through. Darryl Powell says they're in the mood to keep upsetting. Can they upset the odds? Salford will be favourites next week.
I don't think Cass can win the grand final. I don't think they can play 4 games intense to win a grand final. I think they can win next week. They have a big chance of winning next week, and I think the big chance for them is they're not expected to win next week. They wasn't expected to win last night. They won't be expected to beat Salford. If they win that, they won't be expected to beat St Helens or Wigan or St Helens. So that can go a long way into creating a sanctuary of inner belief for your team. And I think what's really important, what Darryl said, is we're ready. Doesn't matter where they go, because they still didn't know the outcome of tonight's game, but they're ready. And that's really important to concentrate on yourselves as well. There'll certainly be some homework done in the next 6 days before they do play Salford, but they're not expected to win any games now. I'm not expected to go to Old Trafford, and that can upset everybody. But what it can do is create a real belief inside your camp.
And well done to Castleford as well, by the way, putting on 700 free seats on the old bus.
Yeah.
For fans wanting to go now to the AJ Bell. That's a good move from them, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because it goes a long way, doesn't it? We saw tonight plenty of Salford fans here. The noise they made to our left-hand side, more so than the Wigan fans, because they was expected to win. I think there'll be plenty of Castleford players, supporters in Manchester next weekend, or next Thursday night, and you wouldn't back against them upsetting the odds. I think they can go there and win. I think they will go there and win. I think it'll be tough for Salford to get in.
Well, Martin disagrees. He says Salford to beat Cass, Saints to beat Wigan, Wigan to beat Salford, then we'll beat Saints at Old Trafford. Wow. Wigan to win the grand final.
He says. You stick a pound on it.
Yeah, why not? Please gamble responsibly.
Yeah.
Make sure you can afford to lose that pound before you put it on. We have seen one of the great games tonight. Ian Watson further enhances his reputation. We saw it straight from the kick-off ball. They came and tried to play. Is that what they're going to have to do to beat Cass next week?
Well, they defended well too, I thought. They've given one away, haven't they? They've given one away. To keep Wigan to 18, giving one away keeps them to 12. It would have been 12-12. They've manufactured their 2 tries with some good play, individually, and the 60 skies have passed, so they're defending okay. But I do think Salford attack better than they defend. They've thrown plenty at Wigan again tonight. Wigan just defend really well. You wouldn't think that Salford will defend the way to a grand final or defend the way to wins against Castleford next week and then Wigan or Saints. So I think they've got to come and play with shape and attack, and that's what Salford do really well.
Jill said, so if Saints win, does that mean poor Salford have to play Wigan if they beat Cass?
Yes.
Seems a bit stacked against Salford. Well,
should have finished higher in the league. Yeah.
They'd have finished second. They would have played Wigan at home.
Yeah.
So that's the nature. The playoffs work, don't they, in this 5?
I agree. I think the top team deserve the week off. I think the next 2 deserve a second chance, and the last 2 are in knockout football, and the 7 below them, unfortunately, they've got to try and get in the following year. So I think it rewards the most consistent teams, and that can only be a good thing because it gives you something to play for every round, doesn't it?
Questions will be asked about St Helens. They didn't win at Wembley.
Yeah.
Some people would say they bottled it. They didn't win.
Yeah.
But they need to win a big game.
We lost a semi-final in a similar fashion, didn't we, the year before against Catalan, which then destroyed their league campaign afterwards when everybody got more aggressive with their team. So until you win a big one, you'll always be bottlers, won't you? Until you win one of the big games, until you win one of the big trophies. League leaders just isn't good enough for rugby league, and that's unfortunate. It's just the way it is, and if they go on to win at Old Trafford, then they will go from contenders, if you like, to winners, and from bottlers to popping champagne corks.
If I give you a free £10 bet now to win the grand final, who would you put it on?
I'd put it on Saints. I'd put it on Saints to win one. You can't keep losing big games. If you want to give me an outside bet, I'd pick Salford as an outside bet.
You think Salford can potentially come here and win in 2 weeks?
I do. I think they'll learn a lot from tonight. The difficulty will be next week for me, for Salford, because next week, in effect, you called it in commentary, was this a free hit? Next week's not a free hit. The following week's then not a free hit, because it's a knockout game. There's no free hits in knockout games, but tonight puts a yardstick down, if you like, where this is what we've got to do better to win next week. And if we come back here in 2 weeks' time or go to St Helens, we've got to learn lessons from tonight. You can't make the error Inu makes. You can't miss the tackle
that was the game-defining moment.
It was a big moment in the game. Yeah. Listen, nobody should blame the boy. He does some wonderful things.
I said it was a defining moment in the game.
It just changes the momentum of the game and the mindset of both sets of players and supporters. So it is a big moment in the game. But them lessons have to be learned within 6 days, which is the difficult one for this week for Ian Watson and his staff. But if they do come back here in 2 weeks' time, they've got to improve them areas.
Dawn, who's a Wigan fan, says any team can lose a game. Don't like the term bottlers.
Yeah, I don't.
You won't be saying that, Dawn, surely. If Wigan beats the grand final.
Or next week. Or next week. So I don't think the bottle.
Is it harsh? It's all right. You say until they win a big game. They're a team that doesn't win big games.
Yeah. You go from pretenders to contenders to winners. And they've not won anything yet. The pretenders and contenders. The contenders for trophies, they've played in the big games, they've just not won one yet. And until you win one, you're not considered
People
to be
always
that
ask
team.
The question,
well, look, they'll be compared to the 2006 team that lost 4 games all season but won the grand final. And let's not talk about that now.
We best not. You might get up still. You're not going to cry on the way home.
I'm
not going to cry.
No, I enjoyed tonight.
He never won any final.
I enjoyed tonight.
At least you won a final. A big one.
We got one.
Yeah. Would you rather win the Challenge Cup or the Yorkshire Cup? There you go.
Has he won the Yorkshire Cup?
He has won it. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll tell you. Right. That's as far as we talk Super League. Just a quick one on the playoffs in the Championship. Fev. Big winners at League go to York on Saturday, and then on Sunday the top 2, Toronto take on Toulouse. Any thoughts on those?
I think Toronto win in Toronto. I think Toronto get promoted. I just think they're wonderful over there. It's difficult for any team visiting. I think Fev go to York and win. I think they're a really good team, Fev. I think York are the Salford of the Championship, if you like, where they've upset everybody. And I think they've done a wonderful job down there. James Ford, Chris Spare, the players that they've signed and that, as I said, that inner bubble that they've created. I like what York do, but I like what Fev do a little bit better. And their win at Lee last week I thought was wonderful.
Okay, that's it. We've done. Well done to Wigan. Commiserations to Salford, but they get another bite of the cherry next week. It will be St Helens against Wigan, and it will be Salford against Cass. We'll review all this weekend's action on Monday night on 4020 Live, 6 until 8. We'll see you then. Thanks to Paul. Thanks to you for watching.